Hi guys, I'm here today to do my May 2019 week 3 and 4 wrap up. I read 7 books this week. In these 2 weeks, I am currently reading 3 books. So I'm going to do it a little differently. I am going to show you the 3 physical books I read and then the 2 physical books I'm currently reading, and then I'll show you my Kindle or my iPad with the other few books I read. So the first one I'm going to start with is Ready for You by J.L. Berg. This is book 3 in the Ready series. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I listened to this on audio, or 3.5, I'm sorry. This follows Mia and Grant. This is a second chance romance. Grant is Claire's brother, and she is When You're Ready. She's book number 1. So you do, in this one, you do get to see the characters in When You're Ready and Never Been Ready. And really enjoyed that. As I said, this is a second chance romance. This follows Mia and Garrett, who were high school sweethearts, and then something happened and Mia ran away, and then a few years later she moves back, and yes, 3.5 out of 5 stars. And then I read book number 4 in that series, Ready or Not, and this follows Mia's best friend, Liv, and single dad, Jackson, and their next door neighbors. Liv is a, what is she? She's like, I forget what the term is, like, she helps children, I know, psychologist, I think, and Jackson just moved, with his son, and his son is like 11, 12, so in a really weird age for boys, so, I really liked their banter. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars, and I also listened to this on audio, and yes, and then the next book I read was a reread, and that was With Every Heartbeat by Linda Cage. This is book 4 in the Forbidden Men series. This I gave 5 out of 5 stars. This follows Quinn and Zoe. Zoe moves in with her best friend Cora, who needs a kidney transplant, and Zoe is going to give it to her. And Quinn is Cora's boyfriend. I should say there is no cheating in this. There is no cheating. So just be aware of that. I give this 5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. And this book is like 500 pages. And I really enjoyed it. I really love Quinn. Like, he's such a sweetheart and like a shy guy. And he's just amazing. I highly recommend this series. It's one of my favorite series. So, yes. Now on to the 2 books I'm currently reading. The first one is The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. I'm like 226 pages in. I'm buddy reading this with a coworker of mine, and I think it's okay so far. I'm not much of a fantasy person, so yeah, I'm listening to this on audio from my library, and if I was not buddy reading this / listening to this on, I would have probably finished DNF this, just because fantasy is really hard for me to read. So that's why I'm listening to it. So yes, that is the first one, and then the second one I'm currently reading is The Opportunist by Tarryn Fisher. This is my first full-on Tarryn Fisher book. I've read Never Never series by Tarryn Fisher and Colleen Hoover. This is my first full-on Tarryn Fisher. This is book 1 in the Love Me With Lies series. I'm currently listening to this one as well, and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm 88 pages in, and I am liking it. This follows Olivia and Caleb, who has amnesia. They used to date, and Caleb doesn't remember Olivia. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. And now on to the ebooks. So the first one I read was One Last Chance by Molly O'Keefe. This is book 4.5 in the King series. I listened to it on the Read Me Romance podcast. This is a second chance romance. This follows Natalie and Jack, and I really did enjoy it. This was the first week 3 Read Me Romance podcast, and number 28. And I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys listen to this podcast if you like audiobooks and or romance. The banter between Tessa Lee and Mel is hilarious. I love their banter and these podcasts. But so that was that one. And then I'm going to show you the Read Me Romance podcast book for week 4, which was American Squire by Surya Simone. This was my first book by her. This was free. This was the first male book on the Read Me Romance podcast. This was number 29. And this follows Ryan and Sydney, and this one was really, really, really steamy, so just be aware. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, really enjoyed it. So this is kind of like a spin-off. You meet Ryan in her, what is it called? I think it's like the American Queen. That's the first one. So you meet him in that. Which I have not read, but all 3 of those are on in the romance package on Audible, so I might pick them up. I'm super intrigued to read some more by her. I do have Priest on audio, and I did do the 3rd book in that series. They were talking about it on a new app, that it was $1.99, which I did download. Sorry, there's like hair. Okay, but anyways, 4 out of 5 stars. And then I read The Difference by Kaylee Ryan. This came out on the 19th. This is a standalone. This follows Addison and Lucas. I give this 5 out of 5 stars. So this follows Addison, who has really bad luck with men, and she's sitting on the bench right now because she doesn't want any more bad experience. And then she meets Lucas, who overhears her talking with her friend about the bad luck she's had, and they form a friendship. And yes, I really enjoyed it, and I love the cover, and highly recommend. Yes. And then the next book I read was Too Many by Alexa Riley. This is a book 2 in their Alexa, stop. Sorry about that. My Alexa thought I was talking to her, so yes. Um, so we have Too Many, which is book 2, which is like a spin-off of her Too Hard series, of their Too Hard series. This follows Nell, who you meet in Too Hard, and Owen and Elijah, who are the sons of the male lead in Too Hard. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it. This was also very steamy. It released on the 24th, and I read it on Kindle Unlimited, and yeah. And then finally, the last book I am currently reading is Idol by Kristen Callahan. This is book 1 in the VIP series. I'm like 20 or 13% through, I don't know. I'm really enjoying this so far, and yeah. So those are all the books I read / currently reading in the past 2 weeks. And yeah, what are some books you read? And if you want a full review on any of these, just let me know. I'll be more than willing to do that. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.